Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be doing a customization and review on the Western company Besra in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now I haven't actually purchased this thing yet, so we're going to actually go on the website right now and go ahead and take care of this. It's on elitistravel.com, and this week that I'm recording this, it is on sale, which is of course why I'm making this customization and review and everything like that. Now it's on sale for $805,000 as opposed to $1,150,000 that it goes for regularly. Now it's gonna hurt to do this because I don't think this plane is that amazing, but I just bought it, so 805 grand down the drain. Now I'm going to be letting you guys know if the plane is worth buying, if I think it's worth buying at the regular price versus the sale price that it's, on sale listed for. We're also going to be seeing what we can do in the hangar with it. Maybe we can color it if it has any customization or anything like that. So should be pretty interesting, but let's go ahead and just call it. Now, of course, you are going to get this thing by calling Pegasus, initially at least. Now, when you do bring it into the hangar, I do believe that you can make it a personal aircraft, so that is pretty cool. So it is going to be right here, the Besra, underneath the plane category. So I'll go ahead and request that. The Besra I have flown before. I have owned this on a previous character, and I do happen to know a few little things about it, but of course we're going to touch on these more when we actually get into the plane and start our little review and everything like that. Now it does come in this sort of default camouflage color. It's like a greeny sort of color. It's very metallic looking. Which is interesting. So anyways, we are inside this thing. Let's go ahead and see how quick it takes off. Now I do happen to know that this thing does generate like quite a lot of thrust, so it will take off pretty quick, and it is actually a super maneuverable plane. It feels really, really awesome to fly this thing. Now, obviously, it looks like a fighter jet and everything like that, but unfortunately, it does not have any sort of armaments, and that is a thing that I think Rockstar should definitely consider adding for the Besra, because I think it's such a cool, unique little aircraft. It's a fighter jet, but it's quite small and it's super maneuverable, very similar to the Laser, I would say, maybe even slightly more maneuverable than the Laser. The turning circle I do feel like is a little bit wider, but I just feel like the responsiveness generally of this plane is quite good, and I definitely would like to see Rockstar add some armaments for it, like missiles, things like that. Maybe even just a gun, honestly, would be cool. Just a gun on this aircraft would be totally fine. I think that would be pretty awesome. Now once you get up higher in the air, this thing will start to accelerate a little bit. Now it's not the most stable aircraft. I think that's due to it just being kind of a lighter, smaller vehicle generally. It's not the biggest vehicle of all time, so that is gonna kind of come into play when it comes to the turbulence and everything like that. But anyways, we're flying over to Fort Zancudo, which is of course where my hangar is located. We're going to land this thing, we're going to bring it into the hangar and see what we can do. But what a cool looking plane. I think that it does look really awesome. I don't really love the default color on it, but we are going to be able to change that, I do believe, in the hangar, so that is good. Now obviously I'm getting to Fort Zancudo pretty quickly from the airport. I mean, it is a jet, obviously, so it's going to be faster than a helicopter or anything like that, but it's doing pretty good. And man, the maneuverability of this plane, like, it is actually such a fun plane to fly, and I remember flying it a lot, doing the, what is it called, the pilot training or whatever it was at the airport. It was some DLC that they added. It was like right around here, is that the San Andreas Flight School DLC. That's when this thing got added into the game, and man, I remember flying it in that DLC, and it is very, very cool and very fun to fly in those missions. But pretty easy to land. Now, the landing gear is not spread out like the furthest ever, so it will be a little bit on the tippy side when you are, on the runway and things like that. So you do have to keep that in mind for sure. But you can taxi along pretty good, but yeah, you will have to be mindful of like slowing down and everything like that. When you are, taxiing around and trying to go around corners and things of that nature. So, we'll just try to, oh, I'm scraping the wing. It's going to be okay though. It's going to balance out. Okay, there we go. Nice. All right, and we'll bring it into the hangar. Now, I do believe I have some Pegasus vehicles in here that I can take out. So we will go ahead and just choose one of those Pegasus vehicles to take out of here that is gonna not cost me a fortune or lose me a bunch of money. So that's what we'll do. So you can do this with pretty much any Pegasus vehicle in the game, just so you guys are aware, so do keep that in mind. Now As far as the vehicles that I have in here, I think I'm going to be moving the Nimbus because it's just, well, it's a Pegasus vehicle and it's kind of in the way. So we'll go ahead and take the Nimbus out. And do I have to run out of the way or something? Okay. The Pegasus aircraft has been converted to personal aircraft. Okay, that's good. But where is it? Kind of confused. How does the Nimbus fit there, but the Besra doesn't? That's odd. Okay, so this is a common thing you will run into when you are bringing Pegasus vehicles to your hangar. You are going to have to do things like this, like run to the back here and make sure to pick out your vehicle that you want. You see, it's a small aircraft, so I'm really not sure why it couldn't go there. There it is. Okay, so that is something you will have to do, especially if your hangar is like as full as mine is, for example. You're going to have to mess around with this quite often, so do keep that in mind for sure. Now, getting into the Besra here, I do want to try to change the color, and unless Rockstar has done something somewhat of a miracle, I don't believe this thing is going to have any customization. Yeah, no, just a respray. Okay, so that's it, and it's just a primary color. It doesn't do the general... Oh, what? Oh, wait. Okay, it does. It does do the general aircraft. I see. Okay, so what if we go for like a matte color? Oh, it does look pretty good in a matte, not gonna lie. I feel like that really brings out the color of it and everything like that. I just wish that, I just wish there was something else that could be done to it to make it look a little better. Like, oh, chrome is interesting on it, actually. That's just like super shiny though. Is there not like something we can do to like get rid of the green? Like the brushed aluminum, I guess, kind of eliminates it a little bit, but it's still there. I really was hoping that we'd be able to change like the actual like livery of the Besra. I really thought that we could, but it does not seem like it. So in that case, I think I'm going to go for the matte black just because it does, you know, the little surroundings around the glass and everything. And it also does what looks to be the, oh, maybe that's just shading. No, it's just shading, I think. But it did something, I guess. Yeah, so, oh, no, it does actually color that black. So that's cool. So we got some black accents on here now, which I guess it's something. So now we will go ahead and exit the hangar because that's unfortunately all we can do to the Besra. Does it look any better out here? I don't know. It looks pretty similar. It's definitely flatter looking, that's for sure. And I am more of a fan of this sort of a look for the plane. Now let's see the underside. I'm going to flip it upside down. Okay, so the underside of the plane is entirely black, actually, which is that's pretty cool. I didn't expect that much of a difference, honestly. So that's kind of neat. And overall, I feel like the plane does look quite a bit better in this sort of a color scheme. Now, again, like I said at the start of the video, I wish that there was some sort of armament that we could put on, even if it was just the little things that stick out on the side there. I do not think those are guns. I think those are for refueling, if I'm not mistaken. But putting some guns under the wings or even just under the nose, like it looks like there's some clips there that they could probably hang a gun on. Just even getting an armed version of the Besra, but honestly, it'd be preferable if they would just allow us to upgrade it with some sort of machine gun or explosive cannon or something like that. Even if it was something similar to what the Hydra and the Laser have now, that's been nerfed and everything like that, that would just be really, really cool. But also bombs would be sweet to have too, and things like that. It would just be nice to be able to customize the aircraft how you kind of want it. Now, of course, we do have to talk about one final thing, and that is the price for what you're getting. Now, for $805,000, which is on sale right now, so if you're watching this in the future, that probably will not be the price of the plane. It will probably be the regular $1,150,000, I think it is. Let's quickly check and try not to crash the plane here. Let's see. Yeah, $1,150,000. So I think for either of these prices, I don't really think I can justify buying the Besra. Honestly, I feel like you can do a lot better for your money, particularly this week too, with like the Seabreeze being on sale, which is going to be the customization that's coming out tomorrow, which I'm actually really excited about. I haven't filmed it yet, but I'm very excited to try out the Seabreeze and really give a good in-depth customization and review on it and everything like that. But especially when that thing's on sale this week as well, and I do believe that it is quite a bit cheaper. It's cheaper than this even with the sale price. So yeah, the Seabreeze is also on sale this week. So this week in particular, I think the Seabreeze is the much better deal out of the two. But just as a general jet, unless they add, you know, some armament to it, I just don't really think it's worth picking up. Because the thing is like if it was a helicopter or something like the Velatus, for example, that I customized a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or something like that, you can at least leave the CEO office with it, and it's a really fast helicopter. But with a Besra, you can't like leave a CEO office. So the speed that this thing can do is not really that beneficial to you, because you're going to have to go to, you know, somewhere to pick up the plane itself before you go and fly somewhere else, which in that case, like, you'd be better to just spawn a heli, whether it's through the CEO menu, whether it's through the agency vehicle menu, whether it's through the CEO vehicle menu, you know, things like that. So the Besra just doesn't really have a place in GTA Online at this point anymore. Like, it's a fun plane to fly, and if that's worth it to you, then, you know, that's worth it to you. But if you want it for anything more than just like kind of aerial stunting and like just doing weird stuff, like, you know, flying under bridges like that and stuff like that, or like, I don't know, flying under cranes and I don't know, shit like this, like, I don't know, I don't really think this plane is going to be for you unless you're looking to do stuff like this. And even then, the stunt plane's free, man. It'll do the same thing as the Besra. Granted, a little bit slower, but it's also smaller and just easier to maneuver through these areas like I'm doing right here. So I just don't really think that there's that much point in purchasing the Besra, honestly. So that's kind of my final thoughts on it, guys. I wouldn't buy a Besra this week. I don't really think that the plane is super worth buying. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think that it's worth your money right now at this point. So do with that information what you will. But yeah, that's it for the Besra customization and review in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Consider subscribing to my channel. If you guys are new, a lot of you guys watch, not a lot of you subscribe, so consider joining up. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Peace.